All right, we've all heard that one piece of career advice, right? It's pretty much everywhere. But what if? What if it's completely wrong? Today, we're going to tackle one of the most famous bits of career advice out there and show you why it might be the very thing holding you back.
Yep, you know the one. Follow your passion. You hear it at graduations, you read it in books, you see it in interviews with super successful people. It sounds so good, doesn't it? So simple. Just do what you love, and everything else will just fall into place.
But what if that's just terrible advice? I mean, what if that one little phrase isn't just kind of useless, but actually harmful? What if it's the very thing causing all the anxiety and confusion it's supposed to solve? You know, for so many of us, that's exactly where this advice leads. Right to this question: what's wrong with me? You look inside, you try all these different things, but that lightning bolt of passion just never strikes. And you're left thinking, man, am I broken? But here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with you. The advice is what's broken.
Okay, so let's get into it. Why does this advice fail so badly for so many people? Let's break down what we're calling the passion problem.
So check this out. This reveals the first major flaw. A really good explanation is what's called hard to vary. You can't just swap out the keywords and have it mean the same thing. But look at this advice. You can replace passion with almost anything: bliss, joy, purpose, and the advice is exactly the same. That's a huge red flag. It tells you that passion is basically just a placeholder. It's a sign of a really weak explanation. And the second flaw? Oh, it's even bigger. It's the missing mechanism. The whole idea implies this super simple logic, right? Step 1, have a passion. Step 2, work hard. Step 3, success. But does that actually work in the real world? Well, as you can see here, pretty much every link in that chain is incredibly weak. Passion? It's not a reliable fuel. That initial excitement burns out fast when the work gets really hard. And hard work? It's not enough if you don't have the right skills. It's just spinning your wheels. And let's be real, the real world, your landlord, your customers, your boss, they don't care about your feelings. They care about what you can do. The whole mechanism just isn't there. And this is maybe the most important point of all, the one that flips the old advice completely on its head. Researchers like Cal Newport have found that for most successful people, passion isn't the start of the journey, it's the result. It's that feeling you get after you've put in the work, built real skills, and started making an impact. I mean, think about it. Even Steve Jobs wasn't passionate about building computers at first. He was into Zen Buddhism and frankly making money. The deep, lasting passion came much later once he got really good. Okay, so if follow your passion is broken, what's the alternative? Let's talk about a much better way to build a career that you actually love. Well, the answer actually comes from one of the most solid, well-respected theories in all of modern psychology. It's called self-determination theory. For decades, this has been the gold standard for understanding what really, truly drives us. And what it found is that deep, sustained motivation, what we call passion, it isn't some random feeling. It's the direct result of fulfilling 3 very specific psychological needs. And here they are. First, autonomy. That feeling of being in control of your own life, your own work. Second, competence. The deep satisfaction you get from mastering something valuable. And third, relatedness. That sense of connection, the feeling that your work actually matters to other people. Get these 3 things lined up, and I promise you, that feeling of passion won't be far behind. So what's the takeaway here? This gives us a new mechanism, one that actually works. You start by building valuable skills. That gives you competence. Then you trade those skills, what Cal Newport calls your career capital, which is basically the leverage your skills give you in the job market, for more control. That gives you autonomy. Then you apply those skills to problems that matter to people. That gives you relatedness. And as you see yourself making progress, that powerful combo of all 3 needs being met, that's what creates the feeling we call passion. It shows up at the end of the process, not the beginning.
All right, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's walk through a case study that shows this process in action perfectly.
Let's talk about Maria. She's a teacher, and if you asked her, she'd probably say she followed her passion. But if you look closer at her journey, you see a different story. She didn't start with some abstract feeling. At 16, she was already tutoring, engaging with real teaching problems. She built competence over years of trial and error in the classroom. Her skills gave her career capital, which she then traded for autonomy, the freedom to design her own curriculum. And now, 20 years later, after seeing the real meaningful impact she's had on her students, that's when she feels that deep, lasting passion. Her passion worked because it led her straight into the skill-building process. It wasn't a substitute for it.
So, we've torn down the bad advice. Now, let's build something better. Here's your actionable playbook.
Okay, here we go. Step 1. Just stop. Stop the frustrating, endless search for a pre-existing passion. Step 2. Instead, look around for interesting problems that need solving. Step 3. Get to work building skills through deliberate practice in getting feedback. Step 4. Trade those skills, your career capital, for more control, more autonomy. Step 5. Use that autonomy to choose problems that create a meaningful impact. And finally, Step 6. Make your progress visible. Seriously, track it. Seeing yourself get better is the best motivation there is. And you know what? This might be the most freeing idea of all. The old way puts so much pressure on you to have this grand vision before you could even start. This new model, it just removes all that pressure. You don't need to have your life's purpose all figured out today. You just need to find one interesting problem and start.
So, when it comes right down to it, a fulfilling career isn't something you find, like you're on some treasure hunt. It's something you build, brick by brick, skill by skill. Passion isn't the map that shows you where to go, it's the warm feeling of being inside a house you built yourself. The secret isn't discovery, it's creation. So, the only question left is, what interesting problem are you going to solve first?